Hey everyone, I've been watching Michelle from Glitz and Glitter play around with a hand-painted resin, which I believe is just a really high viscosity resin. I haven't gone too far down the rabbit hole, but that's what I can gather. The thing with this stuff is that you're able to like draw lines and stuff with it so that it doesn't self-level like normal resin would. It doesn't spread out. You may have seen me doing the UV designs, and whenever I'm drawing the patterns on, like I intend for them to be a certain way, but by the time they cure, they spread out and it changes quite a bit. And so I'm hoping that with this, we can keep the lines that we intend to put on there. So I thought it'd be cool for me to just do something simple, maybe a feather, and maybe I could try to recreate my very viral first video that I ever uploaded to YouTube 9 years ago, but do it in resin. That's ambitious, and I doubt we'll get there, but we can hope. Right? We can hope. I'm also just going to start small. Let's just get it in the piping bag. Yes, I'm going to use the piping bag and see what we can do. Wow, that is thick. You see how thick that is? They weren't even kidding. This tray that I'm going to do this on, I actually found this at a thrift store. This was clearly somebody else's work. I don't know if it was a cast off or just unfortunate life events that cause people to have to get rid of things. Oh, this is supposed to be by weight. I forgot about that. Whoops. Turn on the scale. We'll zero it out with the cup on it, and then we'll put the cup that's got the resin back on it. Okay. We got 24 grams of part A. We need 12 grams of part B. Is that right? Is my mathing? Oh, I hope so. So I'm just going to go ahead and recalibrate it. When I was watching Michelle's channel, she was kind of at a loss what to do with it other than like do cake stuff and what have you. She actually did a really cool stained glass piece, which I might actually do. Oh my, that is thick. It's super duper thick. Wow. See how thick it is? Okay, I'm gonna finish mixing it up and then we'll come back. Alright, put a little bit of black pigment paste in here. The consistency of this stuff reminds me of like 5-minute epoxy. Like glue. Straight up like glue. I hope it's gonna flow out of the bag. That's got me a little worried. I'm assuming that when you hold it with your hand, it'll warm up, which might hopefully make it flow better. That's probably too much. Ooh, yuck. This stuff's nasty. It is nasty. Look. Yeah. Some people like watching this, don't they? You want to watch it? You want me to do it? Here we go. Ready? Some ASMR shit. Ready? If you hate ASMR, I'm sorry, but we're going to do it. Ready? Okay, yeah, enough of that. Alright, let's hope that works. I don't want to put my stick in. We're just going to do that bit. That's just some off-brand of pigment paste that I got from some random place on the internet. I started thinking about this. It'd be cool to like put 2 different colors into the piping bag. I always come up into Julie's comments and tell her to do this, and she never does. I think the only advice of mine she took from the comments was to get a food dehydrator, because one day she was pimping the little heat mat and I dropped a comment about the food dehydrator, and the next thing you know, she's all about that food dehydrator. You're welcome, Julie, from pouring your heart out. Okay. That should be good. Nah, is it good? It's good. I never ever do this, mind you. Okay. First things first, let's cut it down because we don't need all that. She taught us that a long time ago. You may notice that I mention Julie a lot in my videos. It's because she taught me every single thing I know. She's such a fantastic teacher, and I hope she's making $1 million from her YouTube because she certainly deserves it. This is going to be a little tricky because my arm is stuck on stupid. Like I'm able to go in one direction, but not in the other. Okay. Let's get it in there, I guess. Get in there. Okay. This better work. I've never had such a hard time getting resin out of a cup before. Crap. Okay. That's so weird. I'm gonna have to wipe that off. Look, I got it on the edges. Julie wouldn't like that. If you're watching this, Julie, I'm sorry. I feel like it might be... Get down to the tip. I don't like that it's all running up the side like that. It's not good. I think there's... Oh, I got too full. You knew I did that, didn't you? You knew it. I have a feeling this isn't going to go well. Because I got to keep this thing pinched and I've got to draw. I'm going to cut like a little tiny bit with my left hand. That's not enough. A little more. Alright, well, let's do it. Wait, I'm going to flip this the other way. At least the resin isn't rushing out of the tip. You always see that when people are doing the blooms and stuff. They have to move fast. And I'm going to move fast. I just don't know if I can move at all because I may have mentioned before that my arm's a little jacked up. Okay, well, that's starting off kind of rough. I'm starting from the bottom. Oh no. Bubbles. Probably wouldn't have hurt to let it sit just a little bit and degas, but it's so thick I can't imagine. Yeah, that's not great. I think this is a problem for me because I can't hold it. It's sort of like I would hold a pen. But don't worry, we're gonna work this out because that's what we do. Pinch this with a clip because it's driving me a little nuts. I might have to just reapproach this when my arm isn't jacked up. Sorry for my shakiness. It's just my arm. Have I mentioned it? Oh, that got real stupid. I think because I turned it, we started getting like a chiseled thing going on there. Ooh. Come on now. Just keep the flow going. Ooh. Don't squeeze so hard. Of course, I've never, ever done this. Imagine if you have a play with it and you give yourself some room to screw it up. You'd eventually probably get really good with it. It's got the consistency of icing, so if you're good at like making cookies and cakes and stuff, you'd probably do really good with this stuff. Makes me wonder if you could use it like with a 1-to-1 and do blooms. Oh, why did it do that? It gets wiggly out of nowhere. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, well, that worked out better than I thought it would. Shoot. So I guess we'll just let it cure and see what happens. I probably worked that a good 30 minutes or so. Like, it went on kind of blobby, so obviously I had to go in there and kind of smooth some of the stuff out. But I guess I'll think about what I'm going to do with color or something. I don't know. I'm going to think about it. We'll come back. All right. It's been probably like 9 hours, and it's still a little bit tacky, but it's mostly set. So I think we're going to see how it goes with the colors. Now, whoever did this obviously was just going for some simple green stuff. Oh, I touched the bottom. I put paint on. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and obligatory. Do you think I ruined it? It's okay if you do. I think this kind of stuff falls into the realm of like the type of art where people go, that's trippy, dude. And you're either into trippy dude art or you're not. So, different strokes for different folks. Anyway, I'm gonna grab my alcohol ink markers. Okay, because this is green, I'm gonna be a little limited on what colors I can throw down because they're gonna read differently. So, as much as I would love to recreate the rainbow feather, That's not going to happen. We're going to make it be the blue and green and teal feather. And I think it'll complement this green that the original artist put down. I can't help but feel like they were going for something different than what they got. You know how it is. It never comes out like we want. So we're just going to go for it. And these markers, if you just search for alcohol ink markers, you'll find them. It's the same stuff that comes in the little squeezy bottles. Of course, I could always just get a paintbrush and use those. I don't know if people quite realize that artists use alcohol inks on canvas and paper and whatnot. It's a thing. We do it. Now I want to come in here and put a little clear layer of resin on. However, I'm kind of afraid it's going to lose all of its interest. I mean, what makes it kind of cool is it's, you know, raised above the surface. So I don't know what we're going to do there. Yeah, we'll just take it as it comes, I guess. I'm just going to come in and throw the blue into like random spots, and then maybe, where's my teal? Maybe come in here with something lighter to blend those together. We'll try to, you know, keep the integrity of the original piece. This is dog hair, I can tell. Specifically this dog. I'll show you. That guy right there. I'm gonna get you here. I'm gonna get you. It's good to remember too that these alcohol inks, they're blendable. So even though it's going on kind of rough, it's gonna blend out when I throw another color on there. Hopefully. I was having a real tough time with the piping bag, and it only got easier as the level got lower. So remember that if you're gonna try this, like, don't put very much in there. That screwed me up. I had to make some adjustments because I was really struggling. Of course, as I said before, I've never done this. And I've never seen anyone do this. So you hear that term game changer get thrown around a lot in this whole community. This I think really is a game changer. And hey, person who made this tray, if you're out there watching, drop a comment below. Tell me if you like it. Could you imagine you're just on YouTube one day and suddenly you see something you made pop up? It actually happened to me at a thrift store. I gave a drawing to a friend, and it was framed. And she had some life events coming her way that were unfortunate, but several weeks later, I found that drawing in the thrift store. They were selling it for like $2. Good times. I just loved it. Part of me wanted to buy it. Just, that's silly, right? But I'm like, no. Somebody out there is going to buy it. Hopefully. It's a good lesson on not worrying too much about what happens to the things that you make after you make them. Of course, I'm keeping this. This was actually my nightstand tray, and I grabbed it to use as a canvas for this video, but it's going right back on my nightstand when we're done. Yes, sir. Do you think that's enough blue? Probably. Okay, I'm just going to go into time lapse for the rest of the colors. I'm just going to basically come in and just pick up all the spots I didn't get with a different color. Don't know. We'll get to that bridge when we cross it. All right. Here we go. Okay, so that was easy. Worked out all right. I just stuck to blue and green. I don't want to risk it with other colors. The thing about the alcohol ink markers is when they hit each other, they blend. So if you get any weird spots, just come in there. Or you could just get some regular alcohol, but you got to be careful because it might wipe it away. You don't want that to happen. You know, I'm tempted to come in here and just go buck wild on this and do all kinds of crazy stuff on the outside and all of that, but I don't want the video to get too long. I'm certainly going to be playing with this stuff again in the future. It looks like, I don't know if it's from, I don't know, it looks like some gold dust got on there, which is kind of making me want to put gold dust on the black, but take a vote. I feel like I can't do that because it's going to sink down into those spots and be in places I don't want it to be. It is still tacky though. I could probably use a gilding flakes. Alright. I might ruin this entire thing. If so, I'm blaming you. Yeah, you. Alright, I got some foils. I said I was going to blame you if this didn't work out, but I would be doing this either way. Camera or no camera. I get the intrusive thoughts and they just won't stop. So, I don't know a whole lot about gilding, but I've seen people do it. And then how it goes, I saw somebody do it on the internet. Oh, this might be a really big mistake. Okay. You go there. You go there. You go there. I need to find like a fluffy brush, right? I know I do. I know this. See, I pay attention sometimes. The channel teaandart, she always does really beautiful stuff with gilding foils too. I've learned a bit from her. She's a hell of an artist. I would love to be in her brain for a second because she comes up with some really good ideas. And she always just takes it somewhere else. Like, you get this mold, you get the pigments, but then, like, what do you do with this thing after you make it? Usually she makes it into something else. Super unique. Let's just, oh no. Please work. Oh god, it's gonna stick in the middle. Oh, it's doing exactly what I didn't want it to do. Oh well. I'll just come back in with my markers. We'll fix it. Don't worry. Don't you worry. We're gonna fix it. You ruined it. Fun fact, you can go over these gold foils with markers too. So, I don't like it sticking to the resin. Like, I want it to stick to this resin, not this resin. Eee. If anybody wants to come in my comments and drop some tips on how to navigate that situation, please do. I need a fluffy brush, and I don't have one. This might go in a completely different direction than we planned for it to go, but hey. It's all about the journey, right? Not the destination. And as far as recreating my original video goes, yeah, we're way away from that. As cool as that resin is, the amount of detail that goes into one of those drawings, there's just not enough time. The resin has, I think, like a 3-hour work time. Is that what it said? I have to look at the manual. I'm gonna put it on screen right there, but even then, like, you need to be able to come back and add details progressively, and just doing it all in one go is, ugh, that's work. Now that's not to say I can come back in here and try to do more details, but I ain't even trying that. You don't need another 40-minute long video. Did anybody actually get through that one? How am I supposed to get that off of the resin? Like, I don't want it on the resin. Do I have to scrape it off? Is that what we have to do? Fine, that's what we'll do. I don't care. Can't tell me what to do. Do you think I ruined it? Because I think I ruined it too. Do you see right here where I pulled off some of the gold, and you see some of the black there? I'm a little unsure if I'll leave it like that or not. I kind of want to make it like that on purpose. I meant it to be that way. I should have just went with my original thought and just dusted it or something. I don't know. It's cool. It's cool, no doubt. I know this is cool. I know it is. But we kind of lost where we were going. So I'm going to try to get it back. Yeah. We'll come back. All right. Well, I mean, hey, did we get there? Kind of. I mean, the colors, funny enough, they pop off the gold like better than they did before we put the gold. So there's that. I'm going to clean up these edges a little bit more and come back to you when we're ready to put a clear coat on it. Man, I kind of feel like I f***ed this one up. Even though it's still cool. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Alright, we'll come back in a bit. Alright. Okay, off camera, I took some of the gold leaf off. It's just, like, it was bugging me. I didn't like it. And I still don't really like it, but we're here. So I have to carry on. I might take a little bit more of it off, and I might come in here with my black pen and try to bring some of the black back. You know, I was reviewing the footage, and I saw the black, and I was like, oh my god, that looked so pretty with the green and the blue. I feel like we need to bring it back. What do you think? Or maybe I'll just try to pick some of the detail back up. We'll see. You know, it's okay to like not like your work. You know, there's like giving yourself room to make mistakes, and then there's just accepting mediocrity out of yourself, and you can't do that. You gotta know when something's bad. And you have to course correct. And I feel like I need to do that with this. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna fix this. I mixed up some resin to give this a top coat. We'll call it a wrap. I'll show it to you out in the light because there's nothing really to show here. This is it. The biggest problem I had with this stuff is that I overfilled that bag. Like, if you're gonna try it out, just put a little bit in the bag. Oh, we're gonna clean on. Okay, all right, ready? Here we go. I really don't know how much of this is gonna need. Of course, I don't want to fill it up too much because then it's gonna get rid of the fact that it's a tray. Oh boy, I hope this doesn't ruin it. It's kind of losing all of its cool effect. Oof. Did I ruin it? I may have. Yeah, it definitely doesn't look as cool with the resin on top. I thought, you know, putting a top coat on there would make it pop, but it seems to just be, I don't know, making it read kind of flat. Am I gonna have to delete this entire thing? Start over? Is that what we're doing? I don't have it in me for that. It's the next day. I messed up the top coat. That's a me problem. I was reviewing the footage and I was kind of laughing at how I was so bummed that I screwed it up, and like, come on now. The more I looked at it, the more I loved it. Which version did you like? V1, V2, V3, or V4? Because we had a lot of V's. So I think the big takeaway from this one is give yourself some room to wiggle, to mess it up. Like, it takes a long time to set. You have quite a bit of time to correct any errors, and try not to hyper focus on one little thing. You know, if you watch the close-ups of me when I first started this, it was really rough. You're thinking, how are you going to do anything with that mess? But you saw at the end it came together. It's not really about all the individual things. It's about your final composition. And I think we got there. Maybe bad execution on the top coat, but that's my problem. I was hesitating naming the company that makes this stuff because they're not sponsoring this video, but Let's Resin. You guys killed it with this one. Good job. We're going to have a lot of fun with this frog, because we made that too. I just got the footage out. I'll probably put it up on a YouTube short with some cool Taylor Swift music. Anyway, in closing, I just wanted to say that if you got this far into the video, I really appreciate you watching. I hope you had fun. Hope you learned something. I hope you try something. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.